Mentioned, I'm Dan Derler. I am the Director of Education at the Racine Correctional Institution in Sturtevant, Wisconsin. And when I was asked to speak here today, I started doing a little research on Trever, Wisconsin. And I'd like to share what I found on the Wikipedia page for Trever, Wisconsin. It reads, Trever is a community in the village of Salem Lakes in Kenosha County. Trever is south of Paddock Lake. Trever has a post office with a zip code of 53179. And that's it. That's the entire page of Trever, Wisconsin. I'd like to think that we have a few more exciting stories from our past, and I'd like to share one with you today. This story took place about 100 yards from here, in a building just down the street. In a building that was built in the year 1889, according to the records that I found, by an architect named August Bathke. By all reports, there were not many patrons in the roadhouse called Gas Place in the early morning of August 1st, 1930. Chicken and steak dinners were the popular dinner choices. Pop was the official drink of the time, and prohibition was the law of the time. As mentioned, only a few people were enjoying the entertainment of the evening. Charles Bugador from Salem, Wisconsin, and 4 of his friends from Chicago were enjoying the sounds of Solomon Turner on the banjo and John Irby on the piano. The patrons were ordering drinks from the newly hired bartender, Edward Dennisty, who was from Racine. And among a few others who were in the establishment were Louis Gasoline Derler and his wife, my great-grandfather and great-grandmother. About midnight, 2 couples entered the establishment who were looking for gas. When finding out he wasn't there, they ordered their sodas and began enjoying the entertainment, dancing, singing in German, and of course, producing their own liquor bottles to add to their sodas. After Gasoline returned to the establishment, he began talking with the couples. They were inquiring about his nickname, Gasoline, or Gas for short. And he explained to them that it came from his yearly purchase of the newest model car that had been released that year. It didn't take long, however, before most of the folks started to notice that trouble was brewing. The musicians started to flee to another room in the back of the establishment. Charles attempted to defuse the situation, but was hit in the head with a revolver and fell unconscious. While the other party members of his also fled to a nearby back room. The 2 women of the couples that arrived shortly after midnight, the same couples that were earlier dancing, singing, and enjoying those prohibited beverages of the time, had made their way to their automobiles in the parking lot. While inside, 2 shots were fired, and Louis Gas Derler was dead on the dance floor. The bartender, Edward Dennisty, hid in the washroom during all this. He was searched out, and as a result of being a witness, was also shot dead. 94 years later, that crime has not been solved, and the true reason for the murders have never been uncovered. Over the years, the building has been owned by several different people, starting with my family, my great-grandfather. The Gresney family called it Lil and Ed's. The Falk family called it Doc Ryan's. It was once named Iggy's, after an owner named Ignatius. Kate Blasey and her husband Operated as a short-lived Italian eatery. It was called Eldorado's by Sylvia Cubas. And now, full circle, my mom's side of the family owns the establishment, the Cordovans. It's owned by my Uncle Rick and is known now as Town Square. If you are interested in reading more about the early morning of Friday, August 1st, 1930, and other history of that building that's about 100 yards from here, the entire article that I took a snippet from, written by Linda Valentine, is hanging in the back poster hangers of the Historical Society. As well as you might reference our next speaker, Steve Brown, who along with Michael Olstrap wrote a radio program centered around the unsolved mystery of that night. He might be able to answer a few more questions than I can as a result of the extensive research he conducted to produce that radio program. My family would like to invite everyone down the street to that building that was built in 1899 for our own entertainment this evening of singing, dancing, no murders. And that will be led by David Kirby, who will be performing as Elvis Presley this evening, along with James Namio, who will be Frank Sinatra. And both will be joined by Lori Minetti from Fox Television. We will also be raffling off a complete holiday turkey dinner, which includes all the fixings to go along with it. There are free books down the street on your way down to the establishment. Please feel free to take them as you walk by. And the Historical Society will also be having a 50-50 raffle to help support the Historical Society. The entertainment starts at 7 o'clock tonight. We hope to see you there. And I hope you found that story a little bit interesting as we did. Thank you.